But someone who did go to the show joins us here on our program, the amazing, fantastic Kluck Da Clown is going to be with us here in just a few seconds.
I am here!
And Kluck, what in the world did you do last night out in Hoisington, Kansas, of all places?
Well, Jiggy, the whole thing was, me and you were supposed to go on that special moment, you know? Me and you! We were gonna ride together, you know? It's Gary to go on this, this little daring adventure. I know, calm down.
So you bought tickets last night to go to AWR in Hoisington, Kansas, and then
I got the tickets.
Oh, you had like 10 tickets.
I sure did have 10 tickets, and we were supposed to go to the show together.
I know, and if Brittany wouldn't have got COVID, it would have been you, me, her dad, Crystal. Probably, we might have called in a friend from Mount Hope. I don't know, but so.
And he stood me up too. You better tell the Mango. Why do you have to stand us up?
So, what in the world happened last night? Because I've seen this video. This thing has been viewed like 300 times.
400.
I think every wrestling guy in the state of Kansas telephoned and told a wrestler last night.
Yep.
What in the world happened?
Well, for one, I mentioned I would like to go check out this competition show, you know, the thing that's going on down the road from the other show, you know, wrestling politics. You know, I was trying to stay neutral in the world, and instead of going neutral, shit went south because I showed up, bought a ticket, and got kicked out. I didn't even do anything wrong yet, Jiggy. I just showed up to have a great time and got kicked out.
So you got that's funny. I was almost gonna make a Freudian slip there. I was gonna say you got clucked out, but you got that is hilarious. You got kicked out of this show. Why in the world did you get kicked out? You bought tickets. You were there.
I don't know. I already had permission. I let them know I was coming. They knew I was going to do a little bit of interviewing, a little stuff and things that Prison City does, you know, and got denied.
I'm just amazed.
Before we even got kicked out, the cops were already on their way because they called the cops before they kicked us out.
So they called the cops on you.
Not only that, if you see where the end of the video is, I decided I need to go back and say, hey, man, you know, I really want to know why I was kicked out. And instead, this heavy-set guy who decided to walk up and drop the F-bomb like 20 times to me about voting.
At a kid's show, for God's sake.
He was being a Chad and decided, you know, he didn't want to talk to me and waited for me to turn around and shove me out the door.
So
he put hands on me.
He put his hands on him. So, okay, take me through this whole thing. You show up at the show. What happens?
I walked in, handed me little tickets to the little guy who was there, who looked intimidated. I don't know what he was on. But anyways, as soon as I stepped in, I heard my name, looked around, so many Sin shirts on the fans. They were yelling, Kluck. I was just trying to get by, you know, so I could sit and watch everything that was going down in Funky-Town. Instead, I see Merrick McBall Pickles looking from the back like he's white as a sheet of ghost Casper style. Like I just, you know, he probably should have wore his brown pants. He probably should have wore those, because I knew he should have. Because not only did he send security out to get me, but he had like 6 other little puny-ass wrestlers following the security like they were going to do something. And you know what? None of them little buttercups did a damn thing. None of them.
So who did he send out? Do you know any of the guys that they sent out from the back?
I don't know. I think that little Prince Bell dude was there.
Prince
I've seen a lot of wrestlers. But I think he's the only noticeable one. That little, whoever, nobody important.
Nobody important. So, okay, so
There's a storm of ruin.
So you're at this show. What was the reaction from the crowd with all this?
Oh, you missed it, Jiggy.
Because this is where
they were booing. They were like, boo, boo, let the clown stay. And then as soon as I got outside, they were going, Cluck, Cluck, Cluck. And I'm like, yeah, get it, woo, woo.
You know what I would have done if if this would have been my show, I'd have just let you stay, and then I would have just put you in the. I would have said, "Hey, you got your gear? Get in the ring."
They couldn't handle that. They didn't know what was going on. They were scared. Yellow belly little scared shits. Instead, they called the cops. The cops came. I didn't get reimbursed, but it's whatever. I had, a very exciting time to realize that little ABC rinky-dink little Poisonton show is a nobody, ran by a nobody, when they only had a few, mentionable names. What's that one dude, Danimal? He didn't even have the balls to come out and face me and talk to me himself. Isn't he like one of the main dudes? No, none of them talked to me. They were too damn scared.
He one of the main dudes. I love that. So, what did the cops do when they showed up? Because I'm assuming that you still had the mask on.
Oh, boy, that was exciting. They said I could do all the Facebook things I wanted to do. I could go with Livey Live. They had no problem with me, and they never gave a probable cause when I was kicked out because I didn't do nothing wrong. Not a damn thing.
So, when you were kicked out, I'm assuming there was probably people coming into the show. What did they think about all this?
Oh, man, they were saying my name. Hey, isn't that Cluck? And I started laughing. I left peacefully. I did until that little tub of lard guy decided he wanted to put his hands on me and shove me out the door after I turned around to ask, man, what is the reason you're kicking me out? And they couldn't give me a reason. There was no reason. None. Maybe I had a bigger fan group that was there at the wrestling. Maybe I was too much of a distraction because everybody was running up and giving me hugs. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just got a bigger fan base than the rinky-dink little company.
Than the company. So, okay. So let me get this straight. The cops basically told you were fine. The security was mad as hell because they're security and they're supposed to be mad as hell.
I'm not going to mention any names, but I did have a security guy who did have my back. And you know what? Awesome. Really happy he had my back because he said if anyone put their hands on me again, he had my back all the way. He ripped the security shirt off and left with me.
So, and of course, the as they say in the wrestling business, the office. They didn't come out and do anything. They just sent some wrestlers out.
Instead, he sent these little chubby-ass security guys to do something, and with these 6 little rinky-dink wrestlers behind them like they were going to do something. I stood up and they were all half my size. I didn't even know midget wrestling was going on at the moment.
Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. So...
I did my hair, Jiggy. I look sexy.
You did your hair. So, who did you have with you besides you? Did you have an entourage, or was it just you? Or
I had my security guy with me. Actually, security chick who decided she wanted to get handsy and want to beat up everyone. And I said, we got to go. We got to go now.
Security chick who got handsy.
We need to run away. But no, we stuck around and talked to the cops.
So, okay, now that we've gone through this, what was the fallout? Who were some of the wrestlers and some of the people that have communicated with you?
Actually, only one wrestler. Only one. No one else has came at me. Maybe they're scared of clowns too. I don't know.
So
I had one threaten me saying, "You need to it was unprofessional that you showed up in gimmick." Excuse me. They knew I was coming. The memo was sent.
They knew I was coming.
There was no unprofessionalism to it. I showed up to do what I said I was going to do. Watch a little showy show. Interview a little wrestlers like little Kurganin. That Killbane guy. You know, I wanted to talk to these guys. They looked interesting, you know?
wanted to talk to that Killbane guy.
Instead I got kicked out. Why I got kicked out, I don't know. Because I was invited. The only thing I didn't want to do is the thing the promoter asked me to do. You want to try out? Does it look like I want to try out? Do you think I need to try out? I don't need shit from you. I came to watch a show, not get in your damn ring.
Okay, hold on. You said something there that I wanna touch on. You said that you were invited.
Yes.
Explain this a little bit more details. Did you get an official invite and we're told, hey, come to the show?
Oh, yeah.
What was going on here?
I said, are you sure you're cool with me showing up? And they were cool with it, except for they wanted me to actually get in and wrestle, and I wasn't doing that. I'm sorry. I'm a certain company all the way, and I do that certain company all the way, and that's where I'm at in the world. You know, World Wrestling Express. You can catch me there. I'm one half of United States Tag Team Champions.
So you were invited to do a tryout.
Yeah.
But you just basically showed up and made an appearance.
And by the way, viewer discretion is advised, and all my opinions are my opinions, and they don't affect WWX. I just want everybody to know that.
Spoken like a true political individual. So, what was the reaction from the boys? What have wrestlers been telling you?
My, the ones I run around with, the ones I wrestle with, the ones I sometimes talk to in the world, they were way cool with it. Sin always has my back, strength in numbers, I gotta plug that in real quick. Brimstone, Smash Mouth, Drasic. Woo-hoo! Anyway.
And Gary.
Gary, I know. Shut up, Gary.
So,
I will choke you, bird.
So, is there gonna be... Are you going to do this again at other shows, or is this out of your system, or what's going on here?
I tell you what, it's whoever would like, me to go in. I'm not trying to be controversial. I was there to actually watch a show drama-free, and they created the drama.
They created the drama. Well, something...
And not only that, and I never even wanted to wrestle for him. I was curious about AWR. I even seeked out and asked somebody who was working about AWR, and it ain't like I begged for a position at AWR. Buttercup, you know who I'm talking about.
Well, I got a few messages from an individual.
Oh, from a individual? Would it be the same one who contacted me to say delete your video? And I said no.
Oh, my God. Well, I got a message this morning from a Kenny Zombie Jones.
Whoop, there it is. I didn't have to say it.
Who told me, hold the F on. You came into my effing inbox begging me to get you booked for them back in October. So I stuck my neck out for you and I got you booked. And then you effing no-showed the booking. And then you had the balls to hit me up again about working for AWR. So I stuck my neck out for you. And then what did you do? You went online, you ran your mouth on the promoter and the company over some he said, she said bullshit. Some unprofessional, and made me look like a shit for sticking up for you.
I got screenshots for days of a whole conversation. Nobody begged. Nobody's going to beg to work for some rinky-dink little fucking small company like that. All I did was seek out and say, hey, who's AWR? He gave me a rundown saying it's the best company in Kansas, which, bullshit. I'm just saying. I got messages for days, Jiggy. We can meet up. I'll show you every little screenshot. As a matter of fact, I even sent them to the boys and let them know. Does it look like there was any begging? Because there was no begging here. I don't beg for scraps, punk.
Well, then of course, my friend and your friend, Mr. Kenny Zombie Jones, then goes on to say, and yes, I would have kicked you out of my show, too, for showing up in gimmick and disrupting my fucking crowd. What in the fuck did you think was going to happen?
I was invited. They knew I was coming. I don't go anywhere without me face. They knew what was up. God. They knew. They got the memo.
What a deal.
And I don't care how it affects or whatever's going to happen between Zombie and I, because, you know, we were running that tag team at that other company, and I'm not trying to bash anybody, nor am I trying to bash Zombie, but maybe he should go fact check and check his shit, because he's definitely in the wrong, buddy. No begging. No, you got my back. Get out of here, Buttercup. You ain't got shit back. I ain't giving a shit about you right now. Coming at me telling me to delete my video. Are you out your damn mind?
He wanted you to delete the video.
Mad? You mad, bro? You mad? You mad? Go back to the closet. That's where Jiggy sometimes hangs out.
Oh my God. We're gonna go back to that one. So, okay. So now that we've done this, what do you think the fallout's gonna be here?
Well, it can't be very much. I tell you what, who's not going to work me? AWR? My bad. My bad. Now, you happen to be 10 miles down the road doing a little wrestling, and I just kind of wanted to check you out. And then all of a sudden, I asked, is it cool? And you kick me out. I would love to be a fly on the wall. We talked about this already.
Yes.
Just to know what the conversations were going on in the back about that.
I'll tell you, the last time that I was at AWR in January or in December, I think it was it December? I think it was December. November, something like that. Their guy, one of their head guys, Derek Ellis.
Merrick McBall tickles.
Okay, there's that. Derek is high-strung before the show starts, and he wants everything to be perfect. So I would almost assume that when you showed up, he probably had a mild heart attack backstage. I'm just being honest.
He knew I was going to be there. I don't know what the big deal is, why he freaked out like a little biatch, because he knew I was going to be there.
I'm just amazed that you pulled this off.
I'm just saying, Jiggy, you would have been right there with me.
This
homie.
is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that the only other time that I can remember this happening was when the Mangler showed up at the PCW show at the mall in Hutchinson, and they changed the booking to a lumberjack match because they thought the Mangler was going to jump in the ring, and he instead went and got an Orange Julius and left the premises.
You better tell the Mango he owes me one, because he was supposed to be with us.
Oh, I don't even know what would have happened if I would have been there. That would have been another crazy deal. Because I don't know what the hell they would have done. Because I literally would have been there to watch the show. But you were literally there to watch the show.
You knew I was there, Jiggy. I was there to watch the show peacefully, mind my own P's and Q's. Instead, this man, I don't even know where to begin. I want to make fun of these guys so damn hard. You don't even understand. I'm trying to be okay about this. But unfortunately,
be okay about this.
Refunds, you little bitch.
Oh. So,
viewer discretion advised. I did say that, right?
Yes.
He's going to get clucked up eventually. Eventually, we're going to be in the same room, and I'm going to tell him how I really feel. That is one shit promoter, I tell you that. I don't give a shit about working for him, nor do I care about the wrestlers that work for him, and they're all little buttercups. They really are.
So, I guess I'll ask what's next for you as far as wrestling. What do you have coming up?
Oh, I'm going to come visit you for sure.
Well, yeah,
I might message that one company that's going to do that one show, where in Wichita, and I might, contact the other one, Salina, and be like, hey, I'm going to come through and see how y'all doing, and, we're going to go from there maybe. Who knows? Hell, maybe I might go all the way back to AWR. I don't know. Let's get their feathers in a ruffle.
So, okay. In the spirit of causing trouble, I don't know why I'm doing this, but in the spirit of causing trouble. And, of course, as I like to tell my good friend John Mosier, if drama is right here and I am right here, I'm running away from it. But There is.
I cartwheeled into that shit. I cartwheeled right into that shit.
You cartwheeled right into that shit. Well, I do know that there is going to be a wrestling show that you might be interested in Salina, Kansas.
Ooh.
This wrestling show is scheduled to take place at the Salina Fieldhouse on February 26th. It is XWE's Heartbreak Brawl.
Oh, yeah. You know, the one clown show that only works one clown because that guy's a one-trick pony, too?
And
yeah, I've had dealings with them.
And I was
they got some really good wrestlers on the card, but, you know, I have some opinions about some other people. You know, I'll just...
One of their main focuses of this advertising material is another clown by the name of Malachi.
Shut up, Jiggy! Shut up, Jiggy!
So there's that. And then
I was told I will never work for XWE because he doesn't want to step on the other clown's toes because he's a one-clown show. And he's been since.
He has been, you know, and then there's another wrestling show coming up fairly soon.
Yeah, I know about that one too. You know, I've had conversations with the other guy.
In
you know,
Salina, or not in Salina, but in Wichita.
Yep. We've had conversations with that whole thing over there in the world.
It is February 5th at the Temple, which I still don't know where that is, but it's at a place called the Temple. February 5th, it is called United Underground Championship Wrestling, which has got to be the longest name in the history of pro wrestling. But there's going to be a whole bunch of different people on this show.
I know. Fabulosa, you know, that little Dora the Explorer is going to be there. That made me laugh.
Including the guy that you had a run-in with last night, Bale. He's going to be at this show.
Yeah, he was at that one show, you know. I don't give a shit about that guy either.
And then, of course, if anybody knows anything about the goings-on in and out of wrestling, Gideon Vane is going to be on this show, and that is going to be interesting. So, that could be fun. So, you don't know what you've got going on. You're just kind of hanging out, and you're doing your thing.
Yep, stay tuned for Prison City Extreme Productions because we're going to be talking about some other crazy stuff. And then you'll see me every Sunday, and then I'm going to come see you this other Sunday, and we're going to hang out and do some stuff and things and talk about some other stuff and things and about that other stuff and things.
And speaking of that, next Sunday, we are going to be live as live can get, and it is going to be an interesting show because we have 2 porn stars on Skype, and I have a special co-host, my good friend, Mr. Frank Catolo, who, when I was on Catolo Chronicles fairly recently, I made a comment about Kluck Da Clown, and he's like, who? I've got to meet this guy, Kluck Da Clown. So, apparently you're going to be on with us next Sunday, and you're going to meet Frank.
I'm coming in. I'm going to come see you.
Well, Kluck, before we let you go, I'm assuming you're going to be talking about this evening on your program. How do we find Prison City, and what time is it on, and all this?
We usually go live at 6. I might go live at 7 because I am out in Prison City right now doing some stuff and things. I will tag you in it. I know you're running K-Jack, and we always talk about you right now. So we always say tune in, because it's Prison City Extreme Productions on Facebook for Prison City's Fandemonium.
Well, I am definitely looking forward to this evening. I want you
to call in.
I am going to have to be involved in this. And I look forward to talking to you next Sunday. I guess bring those text messages with you so we can...
Jiggy,
we can share those.
You already know I will.
Well, Kluck, thanks for doing this, brother, and I will talk to you next week.
Yes, sir, homie. You be safe. I will talk to you again here real soon.
Appreciate it. There he goes. That is Kluck Da Clown, the Kluck Da Clown. Oh, he's a troublemaker after my own heart. We are going to take a timeout. When we come back, we have got more. So stay tuned to the big broadcast. Check us out at JiggyJaguar.com.